Hey, what's going on, Pokemon League Championship fans? It is your CEO, Ian, coming to you with the first week of playoffs. We also have Zach with us today.
You!
And I believe Jay's still here, right, Jay?
Yeah, man, it's been a bit quiet. It's been a long day, you know?
I feel you, man.
Very long day.
I can't agree with you more. So we've got some of us have access to it. I don't know if Zach, did you send these to Jay, but queuing up for the viewers since we have kind of a short week. If you guys want, a giveaway, let me know. We can do that during the stream. I also have the old giveaways. If you guys missed any, we can pick those up. But right now we're going to start off with the playoff bracket. Without going into detail about how we got the messed up plays as far as like placement here, this is the playoff bracket and we're going from the bottom one this week. This is week 1, so it's Jordan versus Steven and John versus William. So going into this week, like, did you guys have a favorite? Hey, man.
I actually haven't watched the matches yet. I wanted to be surprised.
I mean, not necessarily like the match-wise. I'm talking about like, did you have somebody you were like, yo, Jordan's taking it, or like John's taking it?
Yeah, Jordan and
you were
Jordan
saying
and Will were gonna take it. Just my opinion in general.
I feel
like
you.
The matchups, they just had better teams than the people who they faced.
Ooh, just wait till you see the team previews.
I feel like you wanted Jordan to take it because
we're not going to talk about that.
Okay. No hate.
I think that's the general consensus, though, Zach. That people wanted Jordan.
I was just saying, like,
people wanted Jordan to win.
Antagonistic vibe, and
dude, mad antagonistic. That was real dick. He was like, get my back, bro. And I was like, I would if you weren't being such a bitch. Like, he was being so rude. But neither here nor there. These first 2 weeks definitely coming in. I was saying Jordan, and it's no offense to Steven, but like, obviously he didn't really earn his spot, but there's a reason for that. It's because he doesn't make the right plays. And then John versus William, this was kind of is a little messed up just because, like, when you look at the teams that William got access to going into playoffs versus John's, like, John shouldn't have had to see anything of that caliber until at least week 2. So he's going up against Will, who's rocking a Reese's team because the Reese had dropped. So that was just a bad matchup for him in general. But before we get into the matches, I did want to kick off a little promotion about the season MVP. So I'm about to queue up the list of the top 10. The top 5 Pokemon are going to be voted on for the MVP, but this is the list of the top 10 right here. So these are all the Pokemon that made it. Oh, you probably can't hear them, Phil, but you can. I mean, this mic picks you up too, so if you have any commentary you want to cue in on that. But what you guys are looking at right now is the top 10 of league-voted Pokemon for season MVP.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's different than... Yeah, this is a really nice lineup. It's different than the regular MVPs on the week. I don't think we're even doing a playoff MVP on the week, so we're going into the season MVP now. We might do like a playoff MVP like we did the season MVP after playoffs, but for now we're just working on this. So this is the top 10. I don't know. Do you have this image, Jay?
Yeah.
All right. So, what's up, Zach?
Oh, nothing. I was just gonna like describe what this was to people.
Yeah. I'll let you do that in like 2 seconds. I just want to say that this is like this. When I saw this list, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like literally top to bottom, from like biggest threat to low, like the top 10 threats of the league, this is them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And rightfully so.
But I was just going to explain.
What? Zach?
Sorry.
You're cutting out. What's up?
It's starting to cut out, bro.
Oh, I was going to... I'm sorry. I was just saying, I was going to explain is to the people who aren't in the group that this is basically like...
Are you like coming? Are you moving your head away from and towards your mic? What's going on?
Yeah.
No,
What it sounds
I
like.
told you my headphones don't work anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought we switched to something else, but regardless, you were saying?
Okay, so this is a list comprised of what basically all of us as to what we felt like were the most vital Pokemon to each individual throughout the season. We were not allowed to actually pick our all these Pokemon are Pokemon that everyone would use are the best according to their team.
Zach, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't hear a single thing you just said.
I heard a little bit of it. I would, Zach, try logging off and logging back on, or logging on your phone like you had last week. But in the meantime, I will follow up on what he said.
That is what I'm doing.
Oh, no, okay, you're sounding a lot better now. But basically, what he was saying was like, these are the top 10 threats of the league. These are like what we all from each player's team, and you're not allowed to vote for your own Pokemon. So I definitely did not vote for Zapdos. But these are from each player's team. Who was like the best Pokemon of the season. Whereas like each week we talked about MVPs, like who was the best this week, like who did the most this week for their team, you know what I mean? And then this is more like who was just the LeBron James of the PLC. If right. I don't know if that applies anymore. He's been doing kind of bad, huh?
He actually had a really good game today, so I guess that's like a perfect metaphor right there.
Awesome. So we're working on the MVP, and I'm just gonna queue up. So again, these are the top 10, but the top 5 are the ones that matter. So I'm gonna queue that promo up, courtesy of Zach. It's really tight. The top 5 are Camerupt, Zapdos, Arcanine, and then cinching 2 spots. Jordan has Incineroar and Primarina. 2 spots in the top 5 there.
And I was so sad Glasgow didn't get a spot.
Well, if you looked at the top 10, he was like close. He was up there.
Right, he was Marina.
But it's like when you see this list, you see literally, first seed, third seed, second seed, and then no offense to Jordan, but you shoot all the way. In fact, even props to Jordan, you shoot all the way down to like 8th seed. And you're seeing Primarina and Incineroar, like 2 Pokemon from a lower seeds team, make, possible season MVP. I think that's like phenomenal.
Yeah,
true.
But that aside, we've got a crazy week this week. Again, it's week 1, so we're gonna start it off. We always do most disappointing match to least disappointing match, and so we're starting with Jordan versus Steven.
I mean, as you said, I thought this match was pretty one-sided, just in general.
Yeah.
And not sound like a dick, but it was to be expected. And that's not throwing shade. It was just like, come on, bro.
Yeah, especially when you look at the leads here, like. Anyway, we'll talk about it in the match, but Jordan essentially almost brought his exact team from the week before, which is totally ironic because that's the team that he ostensibly beat Steven out of playoffs with. And then Steven brings this amalgam of his team meets Arisa's team meets Philip's team. And it just doesn't really work the way I think he wanted it to. And with that being said, I just want to say that like when you look at Jordan's team versus Steven's team here, there's so much more cohesion on Jordan's team. These Pokemon work together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He has cohesion. He's got the sun support with Chandelure. And
yeah, but that's all he has is that sun support that works for Chandelure and Venusaur, and then essentially Ninetales has no backup support. There's nothing to take.
Because me and Steven actually play tested really vigorously, and he actually was going to bring something completely different. Like I'm talking about like Amnesia, Grassy Terrain, Venus Door.
Jesus.
I feel like when Zach and Steven play test, they say that every time we're testing this, but then he brought this. I feel like
Every single time, yeah.
That's literally been
Not you, Zach, but Steven. Every time someone practices with Steven, they're like, we practiced for this, and then he brought this shit.
Well, no, I mean, like, we tested just in case Jordan brought Rain because he can play Rain with Seismitoad and Mercury.
Yeah.
But mostly, I mean, I told him, don't bring Porygon, bring Raichu or Lola, and bring the Z move because that paralyze is handy.
I feel like that would have been great in this matchup. I agree with that.
So, I guess since you had the inside track, like, what do you decide against that for?
I don't know. I wasn't in this.
Ooh, that's the most commonly used quote when talking about Steven. Why did he do that? Oh, I don't know, man.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like, he made his own decision, he was like, you know what, I'm just not feeling it, I'm thinking for
he's never feeling the W's, man, that's the problem. I'm not feeling it, bro, that's why the L's there.
Oh my goodness.
This is
I hope he comes back next year with a furious fever and then drafts Rain again.
No.
I think Steven's had a rocky season, but he did improve as of late. I just wish that, kind of like what Zach said, he stuck to what he tested.
Yeah.
I feel like just bringing Raichu in this matchup alone, I feel like would have changed a lot in regards to just looking at Jordan's team. I feel like he would have had a way better shot.
And like, again, no offense to Steven, but it's like he did. This is so disappointing because he did so well in the last couple weeks. Like, he really was coming back trying to get his spot. You know what I mean? And then to have him come into playoffs under the circumstances that shall not be mentioned, and then do this.
I agree with that.
It's disappointing.
Yeah, really underwhelming.
So I mean, without nailing beating the dead horse, let's cue this one off. You guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, 1, 2, 3, let's go. Notice how we changed up our commentary style on teams. We don't really go into each Pokemon anymore. We kind of be like, we address the team as a whole now.
Right.
But so even his clothes aren't on fleek, man.
Really? I think the outfit's fine,
He's got the aqua look going on.
Yeah.
The aqua look with the Sun team. It's a day at the beach with Steven Soper.
Oh, this Chandelier is actually a Choice Scarf Chandelier, by the way.
Interesting. So he asks me for Typhlosion, which fills this role, and then he uses the same thing with Chandelure. But like,
I didn't think that was a bad first turn.
Our idea of it was that you can't fake out the ghost type unless he has Mega Lopunny. So like with Choice Scarf, you can just pretty much outspeed everything and just try and get a quick Oko.
I don't mean to talk over Jay, go ahead.
Nah, just in regards to what Zach said, I feel like it would have been better if you would have had that in reserve when the sun came out. So like, just like kind of as you said, once the sun was up, that would just be that instant outspeed everything, spam whatever fire attack it has, and then it could have went from there. But unfortunately, I just thought the lead on his part was very poor, just because now he took 50% damage and just.
And to compound on what you just said, he sets Tailwind like unnecessarily. You know what I mean? Like you're not outspeeding Aqua Jet. Let me say my piece, Zach. You're not outspeeding Aqua Jet, and Incineroar is not outspeeding really anybody. Like you know what I mean? Like he didn't need that speed. This thing learns Moonlight.
I actually didn't know that myself. It's crazy.
But why would you run that and not Roost?
Because in Sunlight, Moonlight recovers 5%.
Okay.
66 in Sun.
Oh, Steven! I didn't know you were here.
Oh yeah, he's been talking about you in the chat the whole time.
Oh. So, what's up, man?
So, Tailwind was set specifically for Hitmonlee because if Flow Plenty comes out, it was just enough. If he didn't have his berry use for Unburden, that Tailwind was going to put him.
Alright, you cut out. I don't know what's going on with your team, but also, why didn't you bring Raichu?
I guess, I see what Steven was saying. I actually like the Tailwind. Just Jordan on his team just has so much priority in general when it comes to like a lot of his heavy hitters. So I get what he was going for. I just feel like since what you already outsped everything that was already on the field, I feel like the Tailwind was just a waste of time.
That was what I was saying, exactly.
Right, but from what that Venusaur wasn't going to put enough damage.
What did he name that?
He named it Micaiah.
Trash. That's why he lost.
Philip said you lost. They can hear you. It's got really good sound quality.
They can hear me.
Yeah,
you lost because of that name alone. If you went with Barta, she'd have came through for you. Barta and Terra Squad. What do you got over there?
You got Audrey the second.
Oh man. Oh yeah. I need Primavera to fade both of y'all.
So Hyper Voice really not doing that much this turn. Obviously because Sun's up, and that's a big deal. On that Liquid Voice.
The one thing about this match is that Jordan did a lot of annoying switches. So like in order to I feel like Steven targeted what he needed to target. Just Jordan was just always constantly switching. At some point, I remember watching this match and I was like, bro, he's had to switch at least 15 times by now. Like it was ridiculous.
Steven, are you still here, Steven?
It's also why, I don't know if he's still here or not, but it's also why that's actually something Jordan's been doing a lot of the last couple weeks is getting really clutch switches, especially with his Incineroar. Like after Incineroar got, go for the Solar Beam on the grass type. I mean the fire type. Anyway, it was a switch?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, switch.
Also, like, I'm just not a fan of Solar Beam because I feel like Ninetales is a target for setting Rain Dance or bringing in, like, a Rain Setter. And so I prefer, like, in those instances, Energy Ball, personally. That's a personal.
Right. And I will say Ninetales also had Sunny Day as well in case he brought that Murkrow out because Frank's is going to let that Rain Dance go first. But with Ninetales' speed, using Sunny Day would have turned it.
I love hearing about the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, man. What happened to Raichu?
Obviously, I didn't bring Raichu.
I know. We were wondering why. Because didn't you play a test with it?
Well, listen. Number one, we just talked about how Jordan has some fantastic switches. And what does he have? He has Togedemaru, who's got Lightning Rod, and also Pachirisu, both.
You know what Lightning Rod doesn't trigger on?
You literally have a Sun team with a huge amount of firepower and a Hitmonlee, and you're afraid of Togedemaru.
Thank you, Zach.
Number one.
I think number one is just indicative of why he didn't make playoffs.
Oh wow.
Well, you have to do that.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just playing. You guys know I'm just playing.
Are you?
Most of the time.
Are you being genuine right now?
I don't know, Zach. Infernape's not looking too hot in that pile either.
Ooh, boy. You know what? I hope you fare much better against Jordan than Steven did because I really want it. I really want to.
Hey, I get 2 shots, alright? I get 2 chances.
I really want to humble this man because he
was crazy in the chat the other day. I was like,
oh, by the way, yes. So, you know how Porygon is usually...
How you gonna keep interrupting Jay?
It's cool. He's fine.
Alright, go ahead then, Zach.
You know how usually Porygon is usually electric or ice type?
I thought it was electric or ghost.
Well, yeah, either one of those three. It's usually that.
Oh,
But
okay.
what I'm saying, this Porygon is grass type because he's using Solar Beam on it.
Oh, okay. So he really wants to take out Primarina, huh?
Yeah. Which I told him was a bad idea in case Sun went out, but
There's okay.
What's crazy is like the thing that really got me the most on this match was when that Incineroar was out, I was expecting a faked out. So I was like, let me go ahead and just switch Chandelure in. You won't get faked out because Venusaur was the fastest thing right there. So of course, I'm thinking, hey, he's probably gonna fake out Venusaur. No. Incineroar used Earthquake, which really just everything after that.
Bro, that fake out did so much damage.
Somebody tell me why Lopunny looking like a thought.
she always does. That's like what her character was based on.
Whoa, guys.
Are you a birdie? Are you a birdie? Like, is that, are you find that attractive?
What do you expect from a Playboy bunny? I'm just saying.
Zach, don't dig the hole.
I mean, honestly, we were all looking at Lola Bunny for the longest time. Let's be honest.
Ain't nobody talking about Lola Bunny here, okay?
Lopunny, you said she looked like a thought.
I'm saying Lola Bunny is in a category of her own, bro.
I'm just saying, look, there's some characters that are made specifically for like
Fan
purposes.
service?
What?
Purposes, Zach? What purposes are those, Zach?
Pokemon's putting out fan
Okay,
service.
you know what? I'm an official judge now. I can't have you talking about that type of stuff in chat.
You called me a thought.
You're the one calling Steven a bitch? Yeah, no.
What?
I don't want to hear that.
I did not use those words.
You definitely did.
What does SC30 stand for? Does anybody know?
Stephen Curry 30.
Okay.
Because
All of Jordan's team is named after like basketball
Yeah.
players.
That's
you
crazy.
think you would have got doing too, but okay.
Hey, I don't watch basketball.
I don't either, but I know who.
I did watch it today in the Blood Place. That's why I was talking about LeBron James earlier, though.
I didn't.
So we are on the second
Ooh.
still now. Steven, by the way, I think, again, not critical of how you played. I think that it was a bad matchup for you because that match was 14 turns, so that wasn't like a slouch match. Even though you did get 5-0'd, like that was still.
No, like I was saying, like as soon as that Earthquake hit and I switched in Chandelure thinking the Venusaur was getting faked out, like that's what really fucked me because the Ninetales went out, the Chandelure went out. That Chandelure.
And so you're saying the lanterns of your playoff hopes went out with that Earthquake?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's what I said. Yep.
It's a good analogy.
That was just bad.
Shut up, Zach. You see, I don't know how. Look, when you're not here, me and Jay get along. Me and Steven get along. When you're here, there's just so much aggression.
And you know why? Because you a hater ass bitch.
Whoa. So, we do only have 2 matches this week. I think you guys want to maybe get like I mean, I know Jay, you're usually busy, but anybody want to get a round in or something?
You check your Facebook DMs?
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. That's good to know.
It would have to be with like stuff strictly not on me. Because I am not.
So you're like, nah, I'm not playing my team. So you guys, this is funny. This is a funny thing though. We were gonna go in this week with you two playing each other, and that was gonna be some really fire commentary.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, what are you talking about?
So before we had to rearrange the brackets, you guys were going up against each other.
No, we weren't. That would have been next week, technically.
No, I'm saying next week, exactly. So obviously there would have been a lot of tension this week, you know?
No tension.
Well, maybe not like tension, but
He was just saying it was a hype match. Yeah.
It would have been hype.
And like I just have been like, okay.
So now you're up against I'm gonna switch back to the playoff bracket. Now you're actually up against Josh though.
Yeah, Josh made some very questionable trades, which I feel like, when I was facing Zach, I was like, God damn it. now I'm facing Josh because they had this little trade, and I was just like, oh, that could really F me over. But now I feel like Josh has a really big hole, and I'm going to exploit that hole, and I fully expect to come out that match victorious.
Yeah, he probably won't even tune in. But then now we have Zach versus Speakman now.
You know what's funny about my match, though?
Oh, we were done talking about that, but yeah, what's up?
No. I was just thinking about this because I was talking to Jordan afterwards after our match. He was like, "Holy crap!" For the longest time, I thought your Venusaur was Choice, like Choice Scarf. I was like, "Nah, man, that's
Chlorophyll. He didn't know about chlorophyll. You okay?
Which I was like, "Wait, what?"
So you're just sitting there using this opportunity as a chance to jab your opponent for beating you because he didn't know one thing. He still beat you.
You would know about jabbing your opponent. Yes. Essentially. So, yeah.
that was petty, bro.
I think honestly, if I went with the original team that I had.
That's if you weren't here, we were talking about that originally. We were talking. Zach told us that you guys had play tested and you had a team, and all year that's been kind of the theme is you've play tested with people and then not brought what you tested. Like, what was up with that this year?
What's the point? Play testing. Bring what you test.
At the end of the day, it was my choice, and it was my team. And if I didn't go in with my team, then I've always would have won.
Okay, but the problem that I'm saying is, like, I remember specifically, it was like week 6 or something. It was one of those early weeks that we were playtesting with each other really hard. And we worked on your team, like, really hard. And I remember being like, don't bring this because of this. Don't bring that because of this. And we worked out this one team that was really tight. And then you didn't bring it, and you brought everything that I told you not to.
Yeah, why'd you do that?
That one specifically, I just fucked up and grabbed the wrong team.
That's just been a theme.
That one specifically, I just messed up and grabbed the wrong team off Showdown. If I showed you my Showdown right now, I have a crap ton of teams.
I like to clear out my Showdown so that doesn't happen personally. And that's not a comment on you. I was just saying, like, I like to clear mine out because I actually did mess up one time and brought the wrong Pokemon, and it was devastating.
But it's a nice catalog to go back and kind of see how your team was built throughout the season too. It's a nice little remembrance.
Well, I do save my teams. Like, I use a different box each week, and I save my teams in each box so that, like, I know, like, this is week 1 or whatever. But I feel you. It is fun to go back and look at your past teams throughout the season. But not to belabor the stream, we have William versus John now. No. Guys, anybody? Ooh. Okay, there we go. William v. John. So I kind of just want to kick it off because there's, like, the first turn, there's something that goes off that is just kind of really, it speaks to kind of what was John's problem all season, and that's I guess that's the theme in this first week of playoffs is, like, there's very clear things that happened that were kind of indicative of the players who lost, and like those were things that they did all season, like Steven not bringing the teams he practiced with, or like there's something that John does here that is like, I want to point it out when it happens.
Like all of them, you have somebody instructing you, but you instructed them.
Okay, well, we're going to get to that in a second here. But you're also cutting up a lot, so just stop talking till you get here. But we got William versus John, and William brought, obviously, a Reese's team. This is kind of a very, like, I mean, this is a balanced speed, and this is like a trick mix right here in case John brings Trick Room, which I think he does, especially with Stack Attacka. And I would say that there was even when when Aris does trades, he tends to be like, and this is nothing against Aris at all, but when Aris does trades, he tends to be like, this Pokemon would work well with this Pokemon that you have, and like it ends up in certain players, it ends up kind of getting something they focus on, and that's kind of what happened here. Like John got Oranguru back from Aris, and Aris had been like, Trick Room and Oranguru work really well with Stekataka, and blah blah blah, and then John kind of brings that whole set, and I think that was kind of an indicative of something that John had a problem with this season, was kind of focusing on one thing too much and not being open to other like strategies, you know what I mean? And then also his main problem this season has been not effectively playtesting, and that's in turn 1. I have something to say about that, but you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, 1, 2, 3, go. Ooh, that was dirty. So it kicks off. He brings Oranguru and Slowbro, and Mega Slowbro, obviously, and then it's kind of a bad lead when you see Mimikyu on the other team, because he's a great, strong ghost Pokemon, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it kind of instantly goes that way out of the gate. So obviously these Pokemon are going to be outsped by Mimikyu. Slowbro goes for the Mega Evolution, immediately followed up by Z-Ghost. I was like, when I saw this, I was like, please don't be the special one. But yeah, so it's just Phil.
What's up?
You gotta mute your. Yeah. Oh, wait. There. All right. So sorry. They can hear you from this mic, so now you can just hear them. Sorry, there was reverb there, but this is what the problem was. So he didn't playtest, so he didn't know that Oranguru was going to outspeed his Slowbro and not get the Instruct off.
Boy, even then, that was bad, because like now his health is so low. Like,
yeah, exactly. So like, and that, so turn 1 should have been Trick Room, obviously.
Yeah, regardless of that lead, like, you should have went Trick Room.
And then
like, it's rough to like Trick Room versus like a curse set, obviously, but like. Still.
And this is what's kind of funny about week 1 too, is that like Steven went up against Jordan in the last week of the regular season, and then plays him in the first week of playoffs, and John went up against a Reese in the last week, or no, he went up against me, didn't he?
That's crazy.
But the week before, he went up against a Reese, and he used this Gudra against the Muck, and Muck got gooeyed, and like, so this is kind of almost the same team that he went up against the Reese like 2 weeks prior, and it happens like the same way, basically.
Yeah, like the gooey just makes him slower and then makes him better at Trick Room.
Yeah, exactly, and it just ends up being, he just ends up shooting himself in the foot with that. So it kind of does suck that he got saddled with this matchup, but at the same time, he could have played better.
He should have not brought Gooey regardless. Like, Sap Sipper would have been the better set for this exact like matchup.
Yeah.
Only because like he's so obviously able to play Trick Room. Like, you don't want to do that to yourself.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's mostly irrelevant. Stack Attack is one of the slowest things like to man, so like it is what it is. But knockoff is
that's a
hurt.
significant amount of damage with him be like, Stack Attack again has like crazy stats. Why didn't Beast Boost go off?
It did go off.
Oh, I just glazed over that. That's still a lot of damage for him having like boosted defense.
Yeah.
And again, the core of Will's team just working against.
Let me. I'll check after the match, but I'm pretty sure that Stack Attacker actually boosted an attack.
Really?
Nah.
No, because it's its highest base stat, which is defense.
No, it's not based on your base stat. It's based off of your actual stats. And like what most people do with Stack Attacker, they pick a lonely nature, so that actually hinders your defense stat, so that your attack stat is a little stronger.
I guess John didn't do that because it boosted its defense.
It did boost its defense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's an interesting caveat.
It's right there, yeah.
That it can do that, I suppose. I always assumed that Beast Boost just did whatever its highest base stat was.
Nah. It's whatever the actual strongest stat is. So like that's actually like why like some like stat distributions wouldn't go fully like invested into their offensive capabilities, just so that like for instance with Magandel, you would get the Beast Boost for the speed, which is what you wanted, so that you were like outspeeding even Choice Scarf Pokemon.
Yeah. And now he has the Mega Swampert in rain, and John goes for the fake out on T1, but it just like too late, bro.
Yeah, this game's just pretty much like
targeted the wrong Pokemon in my opinion here. If he had hit Swampert, that might have gone different. What?
Oh, ally switch. Okay. See what we're doing here. Whoa.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, we won.
And he would have... Stack Attacker would have ate that.
Ouch.
Low kick would have killed, right? Should have killed Swampert, right?
I have no idea.
The low kick wouldn't have killed Swampert.
It's based off of his weight.
Yeah, but he's bulky as hell.
I'm saying if Stack Attacker had attacked and not done ally switch, and then he had done low sweep.
What I was trying to tell you is low kick doesn't even have stab on it, so it's not gonna like no. There's no way. It's not gonna do that much significant damage. That's what I'm trying to say.
I disagree.
Swampert. Okay, we can do the counts.
We can do the counts, bro. All right, bro. You don't get to disagree with me.
No, I disagree.
So he goes for the protect, double protect. He's like, "You're not faking out. This is over."
Yeah, no, I just looked online. I mean, given average stat distributions, low kick would only have done like 28%.
I said if he hadn't done ally switch and he had attacked with Stack Attacker on the Swampert and then done low kick, or even knockoff, like any move other than nothing.
I mean, it depends what his attacks were with Stack Attacker. He might have only had like...
He had Gyro Ball.
Yeah, but that's like resisting. Swampert resists that.
I mean... You want to win?
If he wanted to win, he wouldn't have left Stack Attack.
Oh, then this Cradilly comes out, the infamous. I wish Aura Break worked on terrains. Like, it really should.
Well, it doesn't.
Yeah, I said I wish. I don't know about that move. If he had done his ground move, like, it might have killed.
Oh, that's poor dog.
Infestation. This is...
Wait, hold on. Is that Cradilly? Or, like, am I going crazy?
That's Cradilly.
I'm gonna have a field day with Josh. Oh, man.
Yeah, but Josh isn't... Josh... Will has Cradilly.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
because he doesn't have Cradilly. Okay. I really hope he's not listening to this.
Man, it's just friendly.
I know. I'm not talking about the friendly banter. I'm talking about I don't want you giving away, your confidence.
Man, it's coming. He knows it's coming.
So that's it for week 1 of playoffs. And for those of you that didn't notice, I did actually already switch the brackets. And this is the current, bracket. I'm actually showing it on the stream right now of next week.
Can you say the matches?
What?
Can you say the matches?
Oh, yeah. The matches starting out will be first place is Mike going up against William next week. on the left bracket, and then Jay versus Josh both on the left bracket next week. And these matches are best of threes, so that's a hot bracket right there because ostensibly you have William going up against Mike, who had originally shut him out of playoffs, but he's going up against Mike with a Reese's team. So that's going to be real crazy, and undoubtedly William's going to reach out to somebody, probably a Reese, since it's his team that he's using, and we'll see. We'll see what type of fire he decides to bring. Plus, again, these are best of threes, so you get 2, possibly 3 teams you can use.
Right.
In this set, you know what I mean? Like, I would say definitely prepare 3 teams at least if you can. I mean, maybe prepare 4 or 5. So, like, depending on what team you just went up against, you know what I mean? You might be like, all right, I'm feeling this team,
Not a bad idea.
So definitely have multiple teams prepared next week. That's my advice to players going in. And then on the West bracket, the East bracket, the right side, we have Ian and Jordan. Me and Jordan going up against each other. Jordan's team's real fire, and his switches are on point. So, like, I'm going to have to find a way around that.
That's definitely going to be a good match.
Yeah, so that's a great match for me to go in. And it's, again, I can't stress this enough. These are best of threes. So, like, we're going to have 4 sets next week to display. Possibly 2 per match, maximum 3 per match, which means we're going to have a long stream next week.
Game 3s are going to be savage.
If you get to Game 3. There was a lot of shutouts in Season 2.
I'm just not looking forward to how Week 3 is going to be, man. I'm going to have to play against Jordan. That's going to suck.
I'm just waiting for that Week 4 so I can go up against Jay.
Man, I have a tough path.
You do have a tough path. After you follow through with your shit talk this week, you have a tough path lined up for you. But that's what the brackets are looking like next week, guys. So I hope you'll tune in next week. Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
All right. Oh, I guess to start with Mike. Well, I got Mike. I don't know.
Hashtag I got Mike too.
I just think Mike just more experience. I feel like Will's still starting to feel into this new team of his. But I do think it should be a good matchup. I think the best of 3 actually may give Will like a bit more of like a chance because he could scout out what Mike is gonna do and then probably like notice. I don't know, maybe notice like a trade or something.
They also to compound on what you said, they did a lot of playtesting and strategizing with each other this season.
Right.
So, like,
yeah, and I mean, like you may pick up on like what someone likes to do with a certain Pokemon.
Their style, you know.
Right. Me versus Josh, I'm gonna go with myself, of course. Ian versus Jordan, I'm gonna go with.
No hard feelings, man.
I'm gonna go with Jordan only because I feel like his team as of late has been extremely nasty, and just like what he's been doing with it has been really efficient. And
I think I have a hard matchup because he has that intimidator, and I have a lot of physical right now.
I also feel like you've kind of been a bit like off, just like on your part past couple weeks in terms of battling.
I've been pretty busy, yeah, and also this week is the match that it's gonna happen, and I just got a job that starts tomorrow.
I mean, well, that's good. That's good.
That's good, but it's also bad. It's bad for my playoffs.
It's Zach Speakman. I got Zach.
No offense, Speakman, but I think that I also have Zach, and here's why. Zach's super hungry from Season 2, and I feel like Speakman's a little down for his last couple weeks of performance. I feel like he's in his own head.
I think Chris is really confident. I just don't think he has the team to really back it up, in my opinion. Against Zach, yeah. I feel like because like even their last matchup was just a really bad matchup, and I feel like he's tried to make like those tweaks, but I still feel like they're not enough.
And I think he went into playoffs. He was one of the players that didn't get a lot of trades. I don't even know if he got any trades in the last week.
Yeah, he got a couple.
But like he was low on the transfers, and so his team doesn't look too different, you know.
Well, he picked up Staraptor from Will, and he picked up Sylveon from Jalen.
Sylveon's a good one.
Those aren't bad pickups. Yeah, those aren't bad pickups.
I got Mike versus Will again based on experience. Will's gonna give him a hell of a show, but in the end, he's just gonna be like, same old Will. Oh, I couldn't do it. Nah, no big deal. It's just Will's style.
Why are you saying like that?
That's just homeboy style, man.
No confidence in the man. This is the man that has humiliated you with Scizor again and again. And
Hey, I let him win, and then he got shut down by Mike. He couldn't even bring it home. But he will technically because of you.
Hey, I do what I can.
But so we have Jay versus Josh. Really, no offense to Josh. I just feel this is the same kind of matchup that I have with Zach and Speakman. Is that like I feel Jay's super hungry from season 2, and also like the team matchups are, in my opinion, in Jay's favor.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
There's 2 things I'm hungry for: Big Z and this W. And I'm all.
ZD sounds really good right now.
It better be ZD and not Penne.
Hey,
No,
respect Penny like that.
I like penne. I'm saying, when you go to a restaurant and you order baked ziti and they give you penne, I say I ordered baked ziti. I did not order baked penne.
Dude, a lot of people don't even know the difference.
A lot of people don't, but I do. And don't you try to pull a fast one on me with these noodles, bro. But myself versus Jordan, I've got myself. I really almost said Jordan too, but you gotta say yourself, right? You gotta say yourself.
You gotta have confidence. You gotta have confidence. If you go into the match saying, "Oh yeah, I got Jordan with this one," like it's not wrong.
I got Jordan on this. I came in with 6 teams.
You know, I got Jordan with a straight 2-0. Like, I don't know.
It's a straight 2-0. Oh yeah, as far as spreads, I do have Mike versus Will at a 2-0. I've got Jay and Josh possibly at a 3 because Josh has been a little bit unpredictable. At Speakman and Zach, I undoubtedly have at a 3, and oh god, if I was being honest with myself, I would say Jordan 2-0, but I'm gonna say me 3-0. I mean 3-1 or 2-1.
Playing for fun.
Ian, I PM'd you with that teaser in your inbox.
Oh what? Oh, you got teasers?
Yeah,
Where's that
at? In your inbox on Facebook.
In the Facebook messages?
Oh, is this? I got one teaser.
Yeah, that's for you. I was really proud of it. I was like, yeah, that's gonna look different.
I don't understand. I don't get it.
Vote for pranksters.
Oh, but yeah, but I just don't get the title. But I'll cue it up for you. Ian versus Jordan. I'll show it, but I don't get it.
Because you're both pranksters. Come on, Ian.
No, because it says Battle of the Liars.
No, Battle of the Liars.
God.
I'm like, I don't, and you know, I know there's been this general idea that I have been like shady, but that the worst part is I've been like not that shady at all this season. Especially the only thing I ever did that was legitimately shady this season was keep Gastrodon away from a Reese, and I was very upfront about that. I told him in his DMs, I was like, "You're never getting it. I'm keeping it away from you, bro."
I mean, Scorpion was out there too, and you stopped me from getting that.
I didn't stop you.
What's in the past is in the past.
All right. So, Battle of the Lies and the Deceit. What's up, Austin?
Battle of Lies and Deceit is like, you know, light part of the lies, and then putting over here with the deceit with the fake outs.
Oh yeah, you know, here's what's gonna happen with Jordan. He's gonna get Z-grassed, and it's gonna be over.
I don't think it's gonna work like that.
But
as soon as you see that cat, just kill it.
just kill that cat, bro. Make sure the cat goes down.
No, you know what's gonna happen? He's gonna see that light part. He's gonna have Pre-Maria in. He's gonna be like, "It's light part. It's obviously Z grassing him." I have to switch into a Cineroar.
Oh, dude, I didn't even think about that, but that would be hilarious if I Z-grassed his Primarina. But anyway, guys, that's playoffs week 1. Again, this is playoffs week 2 coming up on the brackets here. And we hope to see you guys next week. It's been a great stream. Thank you, Zach, for coming on.
Yeah.
And as always, thanks, Jay, for coming on.
Always, bro.
We had a couple
by the way-
giggles from Philip.
I mean, the matches were funny. I'm sorry.
They were funny. There was some funny commentary. And then thanks, Steven, for coming on. I don't know. They probably can't hear you. Speak. He's back there.
What's up, guys?
Were we really grateful that Steven came on, or like
Steven was in the process of coming over to my house during that. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys next week. We'll have an actual giveaway next week as well because I'll be prepared. And we will be going into the first best of 3 matches. So good luck to all the players. And we'll see you guys next week.
yes?